is Chen. I'm with the Vancouver Asian Canadian Theatre. I've written stuff, I've directed the play, I've hosted the shows, I've done stand-up. I'm the official mascot, I guess. That's my proudest role. I'm the mascot of ACT. How's that?
Okay, my name is Joyce Lam, and I am the co-founder and president of the Vancouver Asian Canadian Theatre.
Look at all these beautiful Asians here. Man, I haven't seen this many Asians all together since, well, 5 minutes ago when I was in the mall over there, yeah.
Well, the Vancouver Asian Canadian Theatre is a non-profit society that was incorporated in 2001, and basically it was formed because a group of us got together and noticed that there wasn't a lot of Asian Canadians present on stage in the Vancouver area, and we thought that there was a huge Asian population, and we thought that was not really representative, and we wanted to have an opportunity to showcase the Asian Canadian talent and also have an opportunity to tell our stories, because we thought it was something that the community needed.
And I thought it was really fun too, lots of funny stuff, and I kind of got in my head that why don't we have Asians in Vancouver doing this kind of stuff? They're still kind of doing traditional things, but there's nothing really to represent North American Asians, and our second generation group that has grown up here has grown up with North American sitcoms and stand-up comedians, and yeah, we don't have any representation here. We've got a bigger population than Seattle, so why not?
What do you want?
I'll have a strawberry milk tea with slush and full sugar, please.
I'll have a pie of slush with half whipped cream and full milk.
Half milk, silly.
Was
that we wanted to dispel the stereotypes of Asian people. The nerdy computer guy, the delivery boy, the grocery store clerk, the waiter. So what we did was we started with comedy nights so that people can laugh with us and at us, and it was easier to over-exaggerate the stereotype, and everyone could then see how ridiculous it was, so that we would reclaim the derogatory terms as well. So it was easy to break down that barrier through comedy rather than through a production. So we started with comedy night, and now it's our signature event every year.
To put it simply, I just wanted to show that like Asians are cool and funny too. I don't know if we accomplished that, but now that enough people keep coming to watch our shows to see if we get it right, I guess, maybe. I think we're doing okay.
You know, because it's a barrier in Asian culture in becoming a career in the arts. And so a lot of these people have day jobs and good day jobs, and so they do this at night so that they can actually fulfill their passion as well. And then also for those kids who are also serious and they actually go through theater school, and they come through us to get an opportunity to work first and then also to go to other auditions. So we're trying to level the playing field.
Moving from Hong Kong, I learned English when I came here, and I watched a lot of shows like Sesame Street and Mr. Dress Up, and woohoo! And
I'm still watching it.
so I knew I wanted to be an actor since I was 6. And so I went to theater school when I was 12, and then I landed the gig on Street Sense, and I hosted that for 6 years.
Wow.
So that's how I started.
Did your parents ever forgive you for not being a doctor?
Well, I play a lot of doctors and, you know, air flight attendants, so, you know, that kind of passes for it.
Well, probably there, yeah. Make people proud of being Asian. You know, we sort of see ourselves depicted in media and kind of shun them aside. You know, oh, that's not, yeah, that's the kind of weak Asian in it. But, you know, people exist like that. We have relatives who are dentists, doctors, storekeepers, work in restaurants and that. And we kind of thought, why should we be ashamed of that? Because these are people that we love.
Massive numbers, and what a success to make theater goers out of an Asian audience that normally doesn't go to theater.
So we did our shows basically to attract second generation people, or people who come over when they're very little and have a good command of English, and want to identify with people who look like them.
What are we watching?
It's called The Audience.
Just recently, we decided to also help encourage people who don't usually go to theater to come to theater, and those are people who have immigrated from China and still speak Chinese among their friends.
Okay, I'm gonna need a translator. Finn, you speak Cantonese, right?
Yes, Mr. Peters. 喂，你今日有冇攞到嘢 show and tell 啊？
Show and tell 啊！
大佬，你今日攞到嘢要 show and tell。
And we had one night an audience, a sea of white people, and we got the mainstream audience for that. And then they told their friends, and then eventually, in our second week, there was more blended then. But there was, in the very first week, there was one show, a sea of white people.
Show and tell 啊！
Simon, it's now Finn's turn, so you...
我喺屋企帶㗎，我媽媽整㗎，個叉燒包。
So for myself, when I think about performance in here, I don't shy away from being Asian. I write about Asian stuff in my sketch comedy stuff there, and why not? People say, yeah, why do you do that? Why do you have to write about Asian stuff so much? And I say, well, that's me. For me to live in Canada, my argument is, why do I have to deny the fact that I'm Asian or any of my Asian experiences for it to be considered Canadian or equal to anybody else's presentation? It just seems so ludicrous, you know, it's just like cutting off an arm. It's me.
Well, as you know, VACTA has a mandate to bring more Asian roles to the theater and to provide more varied roles to Asian actors. They've been in it for a long time. Have you noticed a difference in quality and number of roles for Asian actors?
It's a lot of changes. Instead of, you know, waitress number 1 to the left, we actually have roles now, and actors like Sandra Oh on Grey's Anatomy and Jenna.
No, great man.
Yeah, who's over there?
Yeah.
And Jenna Ushkowitz, she's a series regular on Glee, which just won a Golden Globe Award for Best TV Comedy. And John Cho, who did the Star Trek film and TV series like Flash Forward. So, you know, they're all paving the way for us.
Well, there isn't very many Asian Canadian roles, right? But we're trying to change that with VACT as well, right? Because if you notice around town now, there's a lot more Asian Canadian themes in other theater companies that are doing. But what we want people to look at is that the Asian Canadian person can play a role that's non-race specific. And so we want them to be good enough to be able to win the audition and take that role. So that's what...
The right action is what we do and what VAC does. During the time I was directing The Odd Couple, I felt as though I was in the fold of a great power that was nurturing a future generation or wave of performers to come, to continue the legacy of great high-quality performance and art in this city, while at the same time altering the mask of an industry we're used to seeing in a certain light. Recently, a great Asian actor, a real triple threat, introduced me as a pioneer in our industry as an Asian actor, one of many, who started to break the molds of stereotype. Okay. I don't know if that's true, but what I do know is that I try really hard with a pure heart that is void of anger and full of love for the craft and the art of performance and storytelling. I also know that if I am successful in any way in making a difference, in the end, I am but one cog in the great machine of change here. And I can only truly turn when all of you are turning as well. We are together.